let's look at subtraction with the place value strategy. Now we just did subtraction drawing pictures. Now we're going to use the place value strategy just like we did with addition. And so I'm going to start with one of the problems from our re-engage pages. Just bring that up here because it has the chart that's similar to what you'll see, and you see the grayed areas. That means you can type it in, but I always encourage you to put it in a notebook, and if you are typing it in to turn it in, type it in after your work is done. It's awfully hard to think and type and look for the keys at the same time. So we have 843 and we're subtracting 425. Now remember, the number right here is the minuend. It's the number that we're subtracting from, and both of these numbers are called terms. Technically this is the minuend, this is the subtrahend, but we're not going to worry about that right at this moment. Okay, let's look at our steps. Our steps are somewhat similar for all of these different methods. We're going to decompose the terms. Now we're going to decompose them here by place value. So our first term, 843. In the hundreds we have, I'm going to put that in the one below because this first row is probably for regrouping. So 840, and then our ones place is 3. So that's our minuend. Let's do our subtrahend. 425, just as it sounds when we say it. 425. Notice I have a subtraction sign here. I'm going to switch to a different color so it's a little bit easier to see. Can I take 5 from 3? So I need to go over here to the 40, and I'm going to take one of these 10s. So instead of having 40, I'm going to have 30, and that 10 comes over to the ones, so instead of 3, I'm going to have 13. I can subtract 5 from 13. If you know it off the top of your head, great. If you don't, let's count up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 8. I can subtract 20 from 30 if I have 3 10s, 10, 20, 30, and I'm taking 2 10s away. I just have 10 left. And I can also do it 0 minus 0 is 0, 3 minus 2 is 1. Now I have 800 minus 400. You might recognize this is a double. 8 minus 4 is 4. So I subtracted the ones, I subtracted the 10s, then the hundreds. We did regroup, write in vertical form. Again, your book says working form, and add the differences. So we're going to put the 400 here. We're going to put the 10 here, put the 8 here. These are our partial differences, so we need to add them up, even though our problem is a subtraction problem. It's a little tricky. So 8, 0 and 1 is 1. Bring down the 4. Our answer is 418. Let's do a quick check with standard algorithm. 843 minus 425. Can't take 3 from 5, so I've got to go regroup. Take a 10 away. Instead of 4 10s, there's 3 10s. Add that 10 to the 3, and I get 13. 13 minus 5 is 8. 3 minus 2 is 1. 8 minus 4 is 4. Yep, we got the same answer. Okay, so this is how it's set up on the re-engage page. But let's take a look at one of the homework problems. There you have to kind of decide how you're going to set it up, yourself. And let's look at this problem. And as you can see, this is number 2 on the homework page. 701 minus 532. So let's decompose the terms. Before I do that, I'm just going to make my own little chart. I'm going to do, let's see, and you can do this too. It doesn't have to be in a box. These are my ones. These are my tens. And these are my hundreds. And I'm just going to put that for short. So 701. I've got 700. Do I have any tens? I do not. So a 0 is going to go here. And how many ones do I have? I just have one. Okay, so we have decomposed the first term. We need to decompose the second term. I take a look at my first term here, or my first digit. It's 5. It's in the hundreds place. It's 500. This time I do have tens. It's a 3, but I'm going to put the 30 there. And here I've got 2. Now I notice right off I should have left myself some room to regroup. So, not a big deal. I'm going to erase it. And this time I'm going to write it, I'm going to put it in a different color, and I'm going to leave room to regroup. So I had 700, 700s, 0 tens, and 1 1. I had 500, I had 30, my value for the tens, and I had 2. 2 from 1. Can't do it. I can't subtract 2 from 1. So I would have to go over here. But there's nothing here. Oh no. Well, that just means that we're going to have to go over to the next column in our place value. And we're going to have to regroup one of these hundreds. So instead of having 700s, we will have 600s. And that 100 is going to go right here. Well, that helped us in this column. It didn't help us in this one. So that means we're going to have to regroup for the ones. So we need something over in the ones. We're going to come over to the tens, and we're going to take a 10. So we have 10 tens, which is 100. But if we take 10 of those away, we'll have 90. So that 10 that we took, we add to the 1. So 10 plus 1 is 11. Now we can subtract. We decompose the terms. Now we're going to subtract the ones. We had to do some major regrouping. 11 minus 2. 11 minus 2 is 9. 11 minus 1 is 10. 11 minus 2 is 9. We can count backwards, or we can count up, think 2 in our head, and count up till 11. 90 minus 30. Well, 0 minus 0 is 0. 9 minus 3 is 6. And here we have 600 minus 500. We have 600s. We're taking 500 away. We have 100 left. So then I'm going to write them. Let's see, we subtracted the ones, we subtracted the tens and the hundreds. We did need to regroup. I'm going to rewrite in vertical form and add the differences. So I have 100 plus 60 plus 9. These are our partial differences, so we need to add them up to find the complete difference. 0, 0, and 9 is 9. 6 plus 0 is 6. And 1 plus nothing is 1. And again, these are the ones. This is 6 tens, and this is 100. Our answer is 169. Subtraction is hard. If you're not getting this right away, that's okay. We are jumping right in to different ways of doing subtraction, and it's been a long time since we've done subtraction in the classroom. But the more we do it and the more we learn different ways of doing it, the better understanding we will have of our number system. Thank you for joining me.